in neighboring Telangana a day after a massive blast reduced a chemical factory in the state literally to ashes. And this is barely an hour and a half away from Hyderabad. The death toll has now gone up to 36. Operations are continuing with the police and the fire department officials retrieving several bodies from the rubble. In fact, we're given to understand at least 3 to 4 more bodies are in such a state where they can't be identified, and therefore they've not revealed the true extent of the death toll. Right now, it is at 36, but could likely go up even further. This blast happened at a chemicals factory. It's called the Sigachi Chemicals Factory. This is in Sangareddy district. It has raised many questions over the lapses, the lack of regulatory mechanisms. Since this accident happened over the last 24 plus hours, no one there has seen the owners. The FIR that has been registered does not mention anything about the owners of the factory or the managers of the factory or the people who are responsible for these lapses. And the police don't seem to be in any hurry to make any arrests in this case. Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy today visited the site. He sought a detailed report on the accident. He also instructed officials to conduct inspections in all chemical companies in the state. A high-level 5-member committee has been formed to review and probe the mishap. But the critical question that needs to be asked is, even if this was negligence, even if this was an accident, somebody needs to be held to account for these 36 deaths. Who is that person?
Inquiry is going on. I wanted to find out all the details. Then only I can comment anything. Otherwise, if I comment something, it will take another turn. Definitely, we will see whatever concerns are there, whatever lapses are there, whatever regulation has to be implemented. We will examine everything. We will take a serious view on those incidents. Same time, I have told my people 1 crore rupees for death families, 10 lakhs rupees major that accident and limited whatever injuries are there for them also 5 lakh rupees, and medical thing government will take care everything.
Well, the chemical factory was involved with the production of microcrystalline cellulose. It's a purified, partially depolymerized cellulose that's derived from fibrous plant material. Oftentimes, it's derived from wood pulp. Now, explaining the probable cause of this blast, a fire official said that pressure seemed to have built up when the workers were operating the spray dryer. Now, investigators are also probing the reactor spray dryer blast, which is likely from a chemical reaction or the ignition of chemical dust particles. Fine dust chemical particles could have accelerated the blast and the subsequent fire that eventually happened. But the question that still begs to be asked is, why do we see such industrial accidents in India in the first place? Here are some factors that could be at play. There are redundant regulations, including 15 acts and 19 rules. There is a lack of unified approach for the chemical industry. There's a degree of fragmentation that leads to overlapping jurisdictions between various government departments, and that leads to loopholes in the enforcement of these various rules and laws. It weakens oversight and it weakens the enforcement of these safety measures. The lack of a central database on industrial chemicals and their risks also creates a knowledge gap, and that hinders hazard assessment, safety protocols. Boiler operations often fall under untrained contractual workers who lack proper safety and emergency response training, as has been highlighted by a study by IIT Kanpur. And this often leads to confusion during accidents. It increases risks, particularly with hazardous chemicals. Also, there are industries that try to cut corners, owners of companies and factories that try to cut corners. Cost cutting by some industries often neglects safety equipment and infrastructure, whether it's proper ventilation and whether it is proper fire safety. There's also lax implementation, insufficient inspectors, corruption, low safety awareness in what is clearly an informal sector.
This is the place where exactly the explosion was happened. Almost 36 people died in this incident and several people injured, almost 45 people getting their treatment in the different hospitals. And the Chief Minister, just now Chief Minister visited this place and assured for the complete compensation for them. The government Chief Minister announced that they will pay 1 crore rupees of ex gratia to the people who died in this incident with the help of a company. They wanted to talk to the companies, and according accordingly they wanted to provide 1 crore ex gratia to the people who died in this incident. And moreover, the government also announced, the Chief Minister also announced that they will pay 10 lakh rupees for the people who seriously injured and they are unable to work in the further, and they wanted to give 5 lakh rupees to the people who injured normally, who is got the normal injuries and they can come for the work later on getting the treatment. So now we can see here with the complete picture that the blast was happened right here. This is the broiler where that complete blast was happened. Here the entire process will come over there. The powder will come in the liquid format, and this broiler will make that chemical into the powder. It is almost 700 to 800 degree temperature. It will be processed in 700 to 800 degree temperature. Generally, it will be cooled, like it will be treated every time. But unfortunately, I think the primary estimation of the government is that the authorities is that it has happened because of proper for not maintaining properly. It's a human error itself.